Hey, I am Jelle, and I recently graduated as an architectural engineer at the University of Ghent. However, I had a huge problem. Because mass events are cancelled all over the world, my graduation ceremony was cancelled as well. Then I thought, being a game developer and all, I could probably make something to solve this problem of mine. That's right, I made a graduation game so everyone has the chance to live out the most important moment of their academic career. I wanted to get started right away, but since my ceremony was cancelled, I didn't really know what a graduation ceremony looked like. How on earth was I going to make a game about that? I did what every educated human would do and did some research. For reference. Okay, so what do I need to make this happen? Let me explain. First, a nice location, then some beautiful costumes, and of course a cool picture moment, and most importantly, a memorable speech, and then some crazy choreographed dance at the end where everybody sings and somehow they don't crash into each other. Well, let's start with the foundation of the ceremony, the location. At our university, we have this wonderful building where some small groups are lucky enough to graduate. The aula. This building screams authenticity and class. The perfect place for my graduation. Now, as fate would have it, some years ago, I did a school project where I recreated this building in 3D. Now let's see what my skills looked like back then. That's not going to help in any way. Luckily, I learned a couple of tricks since then. Back to the drawing board. I went to the library website and found some old sections and plans of the building that I could use as reference. I also used some open 3D data from the city to get the neighboring buildings to use as a scale reference. You know what I love about these old buildings? They just design one thing and then copy it 1,000 times all over the structure. Like this column, for example. This one was even better. It's rotationally symmetrical, so all I had to do is make a quarter of a column and place it all over the building. There were still a lot of different parts though. I divided the building into 4 parts. The entrance, the front hall, the dark stairwell in the middle, and the auditorium in the back. The entrance was easy enough, just some columns and a pediment, and some big doors to enter the building. The front hall was definitely the most amount of work. There were all these arches and different types of columns, and the roof had this special shape, but nothing that I couldn't do. I tried to keep everything as modular as possible, so we wouldn't have to make the same things multiple times. Luckily, I still had some photos from that project from a few years back of the floor tiles, so I could use those as a texture of the floor, including the big rose in the middle. The stairwell, just like the rest of the building, was perfectly symmetrical, so I only had to make one half and then just copy it over. The auditorium was even more symmetrical. Easy peasy. I love it when things fit together so nice. I didn't even bother modeling the roofs and outer walls, because you weren't going to see them anyway. So, after spending a bunch of time modeling all the different parts, I had something that looked like the real thing. I still had to add some stuff, like the statues and paintings, but it was a good foundation. Next up were the characters. I was planning to use a 3D model of myself that I created with some photogrammetry some time ago. Check it out if you haven't already. But then I thought, if I was going to spend all this time making a graduation ceremony, I might as well make it relatable for more people than just me. So I simplified my model a bunch to make him look more generic, with some different hairstyles and skin tones. This way, with a little imagination, you can shape your character to look exactly like you. Okay, so maybe with a lot of imagination, but you get my point. I created a robe and hat to wear at the ceremony. And of course pyjamas, to wear under your robe. I was going to use complicated cloth physics to simulate the movement of the rope, but after some toying around, it didn't really work all that well. So I just rigged it up together with the character. Much easier. No one graduates alone. So I could use a creative variation to generate different types of character to sprinkle around the building. Oh, and I found the perfect use for my 3D model. You see, there are all these statues I had to make. My streamlined cyclist body was a perfect replacement for these heroic statues. Wow, there are a lot of statues in this building. No ceremony would be complete without a cool ride to arrive. I dug around my 3D library and found the perfect car. The Cybertruck I made as a little gag when it was first announced last year. This will work perfectly. So, with most of the assets in place, it was time to create the ceremony itself and all the surrounding activities. I wanted to have a picture moment with all my classmates to remember this special day. I gave the other characters some AI, so the moment I would go up the stairs, they would stop doing what they were doing and rush to me to get the picture. That's how popular I am. Well, they might want it a little bit too much. So after you get your toga, do some small talk and take a picture, it was time to make the most amazing speech ever. After my expansive research, I created a list with the most amazing and thought-provoking lines ever spoken on a ceremony. Totally not taken from this website. I mean, just listen to these amazing lines. Is this on? Hello, 1, 2. This is the first day of the rest of your life. And that's just the beginning. Just listening to his speech can be quite boring, even if it's the most amazing speech ever. So I made it into a bingo game. The speech is randomized at the start and see if you can be the first one to get 4 in a row. Of course, no ceremony is complete without some celebratory fireworks. I created a particle system that would shoot out some heads, and those heads would then explode into beautiful fireworks. Perfect. Everything was coming together quite nice, but it still looked kinda iffy. These buildings require some great lighting to really make them come alive, so I baked some lighting. Which means that rather than calculating everything real time, I can render the light beforehand into a beautiful 3D painting of light. Look at those amazing lighting details. Isn't it beautiful? So without any further ado, let's celebrate my graduation. Oh, hello there, recently graduated person. I will be your guide today. I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses on. Can you show me what you look like? Okay, now I see. Let's start your journey. Look at this cool ride. The perfect way to arrive on the most important day of your life. Ha ha ha! Who are we kidding? You don't have any money like that, and you didn't even have time to get dressed. What a way to start your day. Anyway, let's get inside. What a wonderful building. There, pick up your robes for the ceremony. What color do you like? Ah, it matches perfectly with your eyes. Great choice. Let's talk to some of your friends. Who am I kidding? You don't know anyone here. You barely went to class. Let's just go and get a picture, shall we? Wow, all these people are so well behaved, standing in this perfect orderly way. It's like they're programmed or something. Smile! What a nice picture. Something to keep as a reminder of your special day. Quick, the speech is about to start. Let's get to the auditorium. Straight ahead. Remember, if you get 4 in a row, be sure to scream, bingo! Is this on? Hello, 1, 2. Hello everyone. Thanks for coming. A wise person once said, believe in yourself and all you can achieve. Remember to follow your dreams. Spread your wings and fly away. And of course, this is the first day of the rest of your life. Trust your instincts. Thank you, everyone. Man, you can't even win in a bingo game. What's that going to lead to in the real world? Now, come forth and get that piece of paper you worked so hard for. Congratulations! What a great ceremony. I'm sure people will talk about this until the end of time. I want to thank my friends and family for supporting me all these years, and my parents for putting me on this wonderful planet. And of course, thank you for watching. If you want to enjoy this for yourself, you can play it for free on itch.io. Check out the link in the description. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed this very special moment for me. And subscribe if you want to see more in the future. And I'll see you guys next time, where I will create the Matrix. Or are we already in a simulation? Bye!